Hey Omies, I'm Stephen Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga, and today I'm bringing you a Yoga for Courage practice. This will be about a 60-minute Hatha practice, and it's going to be a progression of work towards a really fun pose. What pose? You'll have to unroll your mat and join me to find out. I'll see you there in just a second. Please join me in a seated position on your mat. It doesn't have to be cross-legged seated position. You can be sitting on your heels, or if sitting on the ground isn't possible, you can sit on a chair. Take two fingers and touch your chin. And then move your chin forward and back to where it was, your resting position or neutral. Move your chin forward and back. We'll do a couple more of those forward and back, and one more forward and back to neutral. And then we're going to go backwards. Move your chin back and back to neutral. Again, forward, and then do two more of these. So just a few parts of what I call Surya Namaskar. It's like Surya Namaskar. Bring your right hand down to your lap. It's like Surya Namaskar, but for your neck. And move your chin over to the right and back to center. Move your chin to the left and back to center. And do three more of each of those. Pause for just a moment in the center. I've got one more on each side. You do you. And then move your chin up. Look up. Stretch the front of your neck. And then bring your neck back to neutral. Lift your chin, look up, and come back to neutral. And do two more of these. Just being conscious about warming your body up. Being conscious about what you're doing in your body. It's going to build confidence and courage. Bring your chin down to your chest. Stretch the back of your neck. And then come back to neutral. Bring your chin to your chest. Checking in with yourself. Bring your chin to neutral. Do two more of these. Checking in with yourself and checking in with the work that you're doing. Reviewing what you're doing and what you're putting out into the world. It's also a way to build your courage. And come to neutral. Bring your right hand to the mat beside you. Stretch your left arm up. And side bend to the right. Push with your right hand. Push your left hip down and side bend to the right more. Stretch through your whole left side. Stretch through your left arm. Push down through your left hip. And breathe. Push through your right hand. Come up to center. Bring your left hand down. Stretch your right arm up. Pause in the center. And then side bend to the left. Push down through your right hip. Stretch out through your right fingers and side bend to the left. That pause in the center is actually quite important. So when we do this, push through your left hand, come up to center, bring your right hand down, pause before going to the next side, the next thing. Your pause is a chance to just reset, check in, see how you're feeling, see how you're doing, see where you can work a little bit more fully, things like that. Take your right hand, touch your lower back. Take your left hand, touch outside your right knee, look forward, pause, and then twist to the right. Move your shoulders back, stretch up through your spine, and smile. Smiling helps too. Smiling does definitely help me be more courageous. Come back to center, pause. Take your left hand, touch your lower back. Take your right hand, touch above your left knee, look forward, pause, and then twist. We're in a rush so much in our daily lives, it's important that we practice the ability to pause. Move your shoulders back, lift the outer corners of your mouth up, and breathe. And then come back to center. and then stand up. You can face the top of your mat. I'm going to face the camera though, so that you can see me. Stand with your feet about hip distance apart, parallel to each other. Stretch your arms down at your sides. And then roll your shoulders back a couple of times. And roll your shoulders forward a couple of times. Just some shoulder rolls. Then take your right arm up. Bring your right hand between your shoulder blades. Take your left hand, touch your right elbow. Move your right elbow over to the left, and if you can hook it behind your head, do. Push your head back into your arm if that's available. Push your right hand onto your back and let go with your left hand. Turn your palm to face the back, reach way back, and then bend your left elbow. If you can clasp your hands, clasp your hands. But if you can't, that's okay. Just grab your shirt, or you can grab a towel or a yoga strap to hold that. Pull your left elbow up and right elbow down. You can do that by tightening up the grip on your hands. Lift your chin slightly. Open up your shoulder, your right shoulder, and stretch your triceps. Release your hands. Roll your shoulders back a couple times. Roll your shoulders forward a couple of times. Then we'll do the other side. Stretch your left arm up, bend your left elbow. With your right hand, hold your left elbow. Move your left elbow over to the right. If you can hook it behind your head, do. Push your head back. Push your left elbow down. Push your left hand into your back. Release with your right hand. Turn your palm back. Reach way back. Bend your elbow. And either hold your shirt or grab your yoga strap to hold, or hold your hands. Oh, hold your hands. So sweet, isn't it? It's another way to build courage, is to comfort yourself. Tighten up the grip on your hands or on your shirt or strap, and draw your left elbow down and right elbow up so you open up in your shoulders a little bit more. So you stretch your triceps a little bit more even. And then release your hands. Separate your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and stretch your arms down at your sides. Just reset here. And then behind your back, interlace your fingers. Turn your upper arms out, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, lift your hands away from your butt, bend your knees, and fold forward. Wide leg forward fold with your hands bound. Stretch your hands forward and down, but also lift your shoulders away from the ground. Think about your lower back and breathe into there. I know, you really can't breathe into your lower back, but where you place your focus is important. Place your focus into your lower back to create a little bit of space there, even while you're stretching your chest. And then bring your fingertips down to the ground. If you can straighten your legs here, straighten your legs. If you can't straighten your legs and keep touching the ground, then just bend your knees as much as you need to touch the ground. Grab your elbows. Move your chest back towards your thighs. Move your elbows forward. If you can get your arms to come behind your head, they don't have to be touching behind your head, but in the same direction as behind your head. You can look at the screen and see what I mean if you don't understand. So instead of having your elbows, your arms underneath your head, work to open your shoulders a little bit more. That can help you tip your pelvis back, move your chest back a little bit more. It's okay if you're doing this with bent knees. I pretty much always do this with bent knees. I want to get the shoulder opening, and my legs are getting enough work here with my knees bent. It's up to you, though. Then release your hands and bring your fingertips back down to the ground. Place your hands on your waist. Lift your elbows up and stand up. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Tadasana. I'm going to turn to face you again, but you can stay where you are. Bring your fingers, these are your feet. Bring your feet together. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Stretch your arms up overhead. Bring your hands together. And side bend to the right. In Doodleasana or crescent pose. Squeeze your head with your arms. Do your best. Squeeze your legs together. And then check in with your pose. Reviewing your pose is going to help you make sure that you're putting in your best effort. And that's going to build courage. Are you squeezing your head? Are you doing your best to squeeze your head here? Stretch out through your fingers. Do your best to side bend. Squeeze your legs together and push your feet down. Come up to center, pause, and side bend to the other side, to the left. And think about all of those instructions for this pose. Check in with yourself and review your pose. Use your arms to do your best to squeeze your head. Stretch out through your fingertips and side bend to the left. And to help stabilize your pose, squeeze your legs together and push down through your feet. And then come up to center. Bring your arms down to your sides. Tadasana. Separate your feet. Turn your toes out. We're going to come down into malasana, or what we generally call malasana, aka the squat. So take your feet as wide as you need to come into a squat. If you can bring your heels down to the ground, do. If you're having trouble bringing your heels to the ground, you can either take your feet a little bit wider, or you can even roll up the back of your mat a little bit. And give yourself a little heel wedge to lift your heels up, but also have them pushing down into something. It's up to you. Bring your arms in front of your legs, bring your hands in front of your heart. Push your arms back into your legs, squeeze your legs into your arms, stretch up through your chest, lengthen through your neck, and breathe. It can be easy here to start to really round your back, get a little bit lazy in your upper body. Your body likes to be lazy. I'm not talking about you in particular, just humans. We like to be lazy. And there's this great yoga aphorism, a little yoga saying that has a lot of power to it. Your body will take the path of least resistance. So fight against that. Push your arms back into your legs. Squeeze your legs into your arms. Lift through your chest and lengthen through your neck, and put in good work. Quality is a moving target. And it's partly a moving target because we have to keep aiming for it as it moves around, as it changes. Some days we're capable of more than other days, and some days we're working to do our best against a clock, against people who are challenging us to be our best. But knowing you're doing your best by continually checking in, that's your path to courage. Take your right hand onto the ground. So stretch your right arm straight out to the side. Place your right hand flat. Push your right arm back into your right leg and squeeze your right leg into your right arm, and then look to the left and stretch your left arm up. To help twist your body to the left more, really push with your right arm, resist with your right leg, and twist open to the left a little more. Stretch out through your left arm and come back to center, malasana. Bring your hands in front of your heart and then check in. Do all of those things that I've been asking you to do and that you know to do. Push your arms back into your legs, squeeze your legs into your arms, stretch up through your spine and lengthen through your neck. And then stretch your left arm out to the side, place your left hand on the ground, push your left arm back into your left leg, squeeze your left arm into your left leg, look to the right, and stretch your right arm up. And to help twist open, push your left arm into your left leg, resist with your left leg, and twist to the right more. Reach up through your right fingertips. Come back to center. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Push your arms back into your legs, squeeze your legs into your arms, stretch up through your spine, lengthen through your neck, and stand up, Tadasana. Push down through your feet, tighten up your butt, and stand up. You can stand with your feet hip distance apart or together. It's up to you. Stretch your arms down at your sides and look forward. Steady your breath. Bring your hands in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra, and close your eyes. Come to your breath. Coming back to your center gives you a chance to really notice how you feel. Notice where your energy level is. Notice what you're capable of today. All I ask is that you put in your best effort today. I'm not asking for you to be at 100% of your possible effort ever in life, but your best today. And when you aren't doing your best, to recognize it, review it, and put in a little more effort. Your best is a moving target. It changes from day to day. So what is it today? It changes from pose to pose. What is it right now? Are your legs squeezing together? Are you pushing down through your feet? Are you toning your belly? Are you stretching up through your spine? Partly I'm talking to me. Partly I'm talking to you. Bring your arms down at your sides. Tadasana. Turn and face the long edge of your mat. So now stand like I'm standing in the middle of your mat. Bring your fingers in front of your chest. We'll meet there. Bend your knees. Step your feet wide. Step your left foot wide. Step your right foot wide. Stretch your arms out to your sides. Have your ankles as wide as your wrists. So do your best to set that up. Have your feet parallel to each other. Then bring your fingers in front of your chest. We're going to jump back with our legs together, arms at our sides, Tadasana. All you have to do is your best. Bend your knees, jump, Tadasana. We're going to do a few of these over the next few poses, and if you get to watch the screen while you're practicing, you'll see, just do your best. That's what I'm going to do. It's not always going to be beautiful. It'll be what I can do in that moment. Bring your fingers in front of your chest, bend your knees, jump wide. Yeah, the step wide is just a practice, but if jumping wide isn't what you want to do today, you can always step wide. Look at your left foot. We're going to turn it in a two-stage turn. Turn your left toes forward halfway, turn your left heel in halfway, and then if you need to adjust a little, adjust so it's straight. Keep your right foot straight, parallel to the back of your mat, left foot parallel to the long edge of your mat. Bend into your left knee, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Look forward, stretch up through your spine, and stretch out through your legs. Stretch out through your legs, but to be a little more courageous in the pose, we need stability, we need strength. So draw in with your legs as well, so that your butt engages, so you can tuck your tailbone underneath you a little bit and tone your belly. And be just a little more confident in the pose. Check in with your pose. Ask yourself to refine as you know to, as you need to. Push through your feet, straighten your left leg. Turn your left heel out 45 degrees, toes in 45 degrees. Turn your right toes out 45 degrees, right heel in 45 degrees. Why are we doing that? We're doing that so that you stay with your feet lined up on the same line, so that the alignment of Warrior 2 is still there. Bend into your right knee, Warrior 2. The alignment that I'm looking for is your right heel cutting through the center of your left arch. My mat has these fancy lines on it, which helps me with that alignment. You can always get a marker and draw on your mat, or you can get a life form mat and have a fancy mat. Stretch out through your right knee. Push down through your feet. Stretch out through your fingertips, stretch up through your spine. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, tone your belly. Do all the good stuff that makes up Warrior 2. Review your pose yourself. Scan your body. You can even look at what you're doing and see where you can adjust. Put in your best effort. And then straighten your right leg. Turn your right heel out 45 degrees, right toes in 45 degrees. Now we're going to do that jump to Tadasana. You can always step. Bring your fingers in front of your chest, bend your knees, jump, or step, Tadasana. Bring your fingers in front of your chest, bend your knees, jump. So that coming back to Tadasana, that's our pause, that's our reset. And then we keep going. Turn your left toes out, left heel in. Turn your palms to face the long edge of your mat, reach forward. Trikonasana, triangle. Generally for me, my best effort in triangle is to not bring my left hand to the ground here. I've got enough work to do in the pose. My tendency here is for my right arm to be back rather than wrist over my left wrist, right wrist over my left wrist. So I've got to really work for that. And also, I want you to get the opening of your chest that triangle can offer you. And if you fight for left hand to the ground, it can be counterproductive. Push your left arm to the right on the outside of your left leg. That's going to help you be a little more courageous so that you can lean back a little. Stretch out through your spine a little bit more. Draw your feet towards each other. Triangle pose. Push through your feet. Come up to center. Turn your left heel out, left toes in, feet parallel to each other. And then change sides. Turn your right toes out, right heel in. Turn your palms out, reach forward, and side bend. Touch the outside of your right leg with your right arm. It's okay if your right fingertips come to the ground. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying do what's appropriate for you. I like hand off the ground and really pushing my right arm into my right leg. Stretch up through your left fingertips. Tuck your right hip underneath you. Turn your chest up. Squeeze your legs towards each other. There's so many pieces to triangle pose. Do your best. And check in with your pose. Where can you find a little more strength, a little more stability, a little more focus? That's the path to courage. Learning how to support yourself. Push through your feet. Come up to center. Turn your right heel out, right toes in. Bring your fingers in front of your chest. Get ready to jump to Tadasana and jump. Tadasana. Bring your fingers in front of your chest, bend your knees, jump wide. Got a couple more of those jumps. Turn your left toes out, but first something else. Turn your left heel in. Bend into your left knee, warrior two. We're going to curl it back into reverse warrior. Turn your left palm up and reverse your warrior. You can stay here with your right hand on your right leg, or take your right hand back behind you. Touch your lower back. That makes you use your legs a little bit more. Or you can reach your right hand all the way around and grab your left leg. You might not be able to, but it's an option. That helps me keep my left knee pointing forward. Really reminds me to push down through my left thigh. And helps me stretch back too. So if it's available to you, it can be a useful self-assist. Squeeze your legs towards each other. So don't just let the energy go out, but also draw it in. It's inside that your strength and stability lives. Come up, warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left heel out, left toes in. Turn your right toes out, right heel in. Warrior two, just to get us there. Turn your right palm up and reverse your warrior. You can take your left hand to your lower back if you like. And if it's available and you want, you can reach it all the way around. You have to turn your hand so that your palm comes down onto your right thigh. So you can grab it, help it turn your right knee out so it points forward. Push down with your right hand and stretch it back. Squeeze your legs towards each other, make them strong. Draw into yourself, even in this pose that's a really dramatic reaching out. Draw in. Come up, warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Right heel out, right toes in. Fingers in front of your chest. Bend your knees and jump. Tadasana. Bring your fingers in front of your chest, bend your knees, and jump. Tadasana. Turn your left toes out, left heel in. Bend your left knee, bend your left arm. Turn your right palm up. And then we'll do this in one action. Left forearm to your thigh, right arm overhead. And sound effects help sometimes. Push down with your left arm, stretch your left knee forward. Push down and twist your chest up. Tuck your butt underneath you and look up. Stretch out through your right fingertips, push down through your right foot. I really find that modifying poses, doing sort of like this modification of forearm to thigh for Parsvakonasana, it helps me find more courage in the pose. More courage to twist open, to lean back, things that might push me off balance if my left hand was on the ground. Push through your feet, come up to center, straighten your left leg, left heel out, left toes in, right toes out, right heel in. Bend your right knee, bend your right arm, turn your left palm up, and then shift it. Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. Stretch your right knee over your ankle, point it straight ahead, push through your right arm, and twist up. Draw your legs towards each other. Use your right arm on your right leg to give you a little more confidence, a little more stability. Tuck your hips, lean back, and stretch out. Push through your feet, come up, straighten both legs, turn your right heel out, right toes in. One more jump to Tadasana. Bring your fingers in front of your chest, bend your knees, jump, Tadasana. That's getting challenging. One more jump wide. Bring your fingers in front of your chest. Bend your knees. Jump wide. Turn your left toes all the way forward. So push down through your left heel. Turn all the way, 90 degrees. Bend into your left knee. Bring your hands to the ground. Lift your right heel. Find your lunge pose. So I need to adjust a little bit. Have your left ankle underneath your left knee. Lunge. Look forward, push down through your right toes, look forward again. Push through your feet, take your left hand, push down into your left leg, and then find stability there so you can stretch your right arm up. Yeah, got to find that stability. Tap into the strength of your legs, reach your right arm up, twist to the left, twisted lunge. Hook your right arm outside your left leg. Take your left hand onto your right hand. If doing this with your knee off the ground is too intense or just impossible today, bring your right knee down to the ground. I probably should have said that earlier, but I'm letting you know now. I'll give you that option on the other side a little bit earlier. Come back to center. Touch the ground. Bend your right knee a little. Step it forward. Step your left leg back. So here, I promised I'd give it to you a little bit earlier. You can bring your left knee down to the ground. It can help with stability as you come into the twisted lunge. Why don't we all try that on this side? Bring your left knee down to the ground. Place your right hand on your thigh. Stretch your left arm up. Just getting here is a lot easier with your knee down, right? Shortens the stance. It makes your point of stability a little bit closer to the center of your hips. Twist to the right, touch your left arm outside your right leg. Take your right hand onto your left hand. And then if you want your left knee off the ground, push through your left toes and lift your left knee off the ground. One of the ways we can build courage is by adapting. It doesn't mean we're doing something less than if we do a modification. It means we've been reviewing and we know what we're capable of and we know what's going to be our best effort. Come back to center. Touch the ground. If your left knee is on the ground, bring it off the ground and step your left foot forward. We're going to do the Malasana twists again. Turn your toes out, bring your butt low, bring your arms in front of your chest. Walk your arms a little bit lower if you can this time. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Push your arms back into your legs, squeeze your legs into your arms, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your neck. Take your right hand and touch the ground. Look to the left, push your right arm back and twist to the left. Keep pushing your right arm back. Keep resisting with your right leg. Come back to center, hands to your heart, Malasana. Stretch your left arm out to the side, push with your left arm, twist to the right. Push your left arm into your left leg, push your left leg into your left arm, and twist to the right. Come back to center, hands to your heart, Malasana, and then sit your butt down. Yeah, good times, right? Stretch your legs out, lie down. Do Tadasana, but on your back. So stay down, don't stand up into Tadasana. Instead, do Tadasana on your back. We call this Supta Tadasana. So bring your legs together, stretch your arms down at your sides. Play your toes towards your face, so dorsiflex your ankle. That's what that kind of action is, dorsiflexion. Squeeze your legs together. This is just a chance to reset. Before we do this, bend your knees, slide your heels in towards your butt. Keep the inner edges of your feet together, take your knees wide. Bring your feet closer to your butt. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling and extend your wrists. That means turn your palms up to the ceiling. Lift your head, lift your feet. Bring your knees in towards your outer arms, bend your elbows, and push your arms into your legs. Squeeze your arms with your legs. Look up past your fingers. Crow pose, but on your back. It's like fallen crow. Or Kakasana, to give it its proper Sanskrit name. We usually call it Bakasana, but technically it's Kakasana. A kaka is a crow, kaka, kaka, and a baka is a crane. And the difference is crow pose has bent arms, crane pose has straight arms. Squeeze your legs into your arms, push your arms into your legs, lengthen through your spine and your neck. So it's a lot like Malasana. And you're welcome for doing the arm balance on our backs. Go back to Supta Tadasana. Stretch your legs out, bring your arms at your sides. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Stretch long. And then, stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Lift your belly, lift your chest, slide your heels in, bend your knees, lift your feet up, bend your elbows inside your arms. So bring your arms inside your legs, bend your elbows so that they push back into your arms, into your legs, so they push back into your legs. Squeeze your legs into your arms, extend your wrists, so now the floor is the wall in front of you. So we're visualizing doing crow pose. Bring your heels closer to your butt, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your neck, and push your arms back into your legs. Squeeze your legs into your arms. Kakasana. Remember this shape. Check in with this shape. We're going to come back to it in a moment. Stretch it out, lie down, arms up and overhead. And then come back. Lift it up, knees in, bend your elbows, hook your arms into your legs, extend your wrists, lengthen through your spine. And then stretch it out again, lie down, reach out, one more of these, curl it up, come on in, hook your arms into your legs, bend your elbows to catch your legs. Kakasana, seated Kakasana. And then release that. Bring your butt down to the ground. Bend your left knee. Bring your heel in towards your hips. Take your right hand back behind you. Take your left arm inside your left leg. Push your arm and leg into each other and twist to the right. Get a nice spinal twist here. And really connect your left arm and left leg into each other. Stretch it up through your spine. Move your shoulders back. And smile. So we're doing these different variations of Kakasana to help you build your courage. Right, modifying the pose, doing it on our back, doing it on our butt. Next up though is going to be doing it on our hands. But we've got another stage of that. Because I love modifying. I love this progressive building of poses. Come back to center. Stretch your left leg out, bend your right leg. Take your right arm inside your right leg. Push your right arm into your right leg. Touch your left fingertips back behind you and twist to the left. Stretch up through your spine. Lengthen through your neck. Push your shoulders back. Push your right arm into your right leg into your right arm. Think about what's happening in your right arm and your right leg. Your body's getting the twist here, right? So think about what's happening in your right arm and right leg. Put your best effort in there because this is practice for Kakasana, for crow pose. Come back to center. Straighten your right leg out. Bend your left leg. Janu Shirshasana. We're going to do an upright Janu Shirshasana pose. Turn, face your right leg. Hold your right leg, but keep your right leg straight. So if you can hold close to your ankle, do. If you can hold your foot, do. Pull on your leg. Stretch up through your spine. Move your shoulders down. Even though your back rounds here, lengthen it as much as you can. Then release your foot and sit up. That's it. Change sides. Stretch your left leg straight. Bend your right leg so it's inside your left. So your right foot is inside your left. Turn and face your left leg. And reach for your left leg. Keep your left leg straight. Hold your foot where you can. Hold your leg where you can. If it's your ankle, cool. If it's your foot, cool. If it's your thigh, cool. All I'm really caring about is that your left leg stays straight. And then you'll get the work I want you to get here. Pull on your leg. Draw your shoulders down. Lengthen through your spine. Just do your best. Sit up. And then stretch your right leg out. Lean back on your hands a little. Shake your legs a little. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bakasana. Move your hips towards your heels. I'm going to turn to face you, just so you can see it a little bit better from this angle. Catch your toes and sit up tall. This isn't about getting your knees to the ground today. It never is for me. I mean, in my practice, some days, depends on the day. What I mean is it's never about that when I teach it. It's about getting the work that's appropriate and that's necessary for where we're going. So I want you to be able to get your hips open here so that you can really get deep into your crow pose. So push your feet together, stretch out through your inner thighs. Think about your butt and engage your butt more. Squeezing your butt tight is going to turn your legs out more. Your butt muscle, your big butt muscle, gluteus maximus, it's the primary external rotator of your legs. So engage it more. It's not what's happening at your feet. It's not what's happening in your inner thighs that gets your hips to turn out more. It's your big butt muscle. And that's not a judgment call. It's just gluteus maximus. It's called the big gluteus muscle. Lift your knees up and bring your feet to the ground. Place your hands back behind you. Lift your butt up. Lean forward and walk your arms inside your legs. Malasana. Walk your arms as low as you can. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Push your arms back. Squeeze your legs into your arms. Lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your neck. If you can do Bakasana, Kakasana, crow pose, as part of your practice, that's cool. Good for you. It takes a lot of practice, but don't do it just yet. We're going to do the one leg variation. And I want all of you to do the one leg variation so that you can check in and review your practice there. If you can do the pose, you probably never do the one leg variation. So this is something, to play with and think about. Place your hands on the ground. Lift your butt. Lift your heels. And then keep your legs on the outsides of your arms and bend your elbows. So it's just like Malasana setup. But push your arms back into your legs. Squeeze your legs into your arms. And just like in Malasana, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your neck. Push through your hands. And then lift your heels more. Lift through the balls of your feet and come up onto your tiptoes. Shift forward. Bend your elbows a little more so you can rest your legs on the back of your arms. And then stretch your chest forward. Lengthen through your spine. Push through your hands, push through your left toes, whichever toes are still on the ground, and then bend your right knee, bring your right foot off the ground. So bring your right heel towards your butt, push through your hands, squeeze your legs into your arms, lift your belly a little. One-legged Kakasana. Bring your right toes down, pause, push through your hands, push your arms back, squeeze your elbows towards each other, squeeze your legs into your arms, roll forward a little more, push through your right toes, lift your left foot up, bend your left knee to get your left foot off the ground. Squeeze your legs onto your arms, lift your belly a little. Ekapada Kakasana, one-leg crow. Bring your left toes down and come back to Malasana, the squat. Pause and reset. Don't worry, you're going to get a chance to work on it with both feet off the ground. Some of you are like, I'm not worried. That's not part of my practice. All you got to do is what is part of your practice today. For now, come into Vajrasana. Sit on your heels. Doing this work, it's a lot of wrist extension, so do some wrist flexion. You can bring your fingers down, you can just do a little bit of wrist rolls, you can do a little wrist stretch manually if you like, or just shake them out. It's a good thing to do. It's also good to get the front of your ankle stretched out here because there's a lot of dorsiflexion of your ankle in the setup for Malasana and Kakasana. And also I want you to watch something while you're here. This is a setup for what I call demo and do. So I demo it, then we do it together. Just watch. In a moment, I'm going to have you come into downward facing dog. And then I'm going to have you lift your right leg up. Keep your right leg lifted as you shift forward into plank pose. But as you do that, also take your right knee out to the side. So tighten up your butt, turn it out. And then I want you to get your right leg outside your right arm. So often we get to here and it's like, I know. So this is what I want you to do from here. Step 1, look forward. Step 2, push through your hands. Step 3, with your left foot, your back foot, roll it forward. Step 4, bend your elbows. And you might magically find that your right leg can now touch the back of your right arm. Lean forward onto your left tiptoes more. Stretch your chest forward as much as you can. If Ekapada Kundanyasana 2 is part of your practice and you really want that arm balance here, now's your chance. But it's not really why we're here. I want to really think about what's happening with your left tiptoes, what's happening in your arms, and that lean and stretch forward. And then push it back, down dog. And then we would do the same thing on the other side. Elbows in, lean way forward, stretch forward a lot. Get right up onto your right tiptoe. before you come back. All right, join me in downward facing dog, and we'll do that. Remember, it doesn't have to look like mine, it just has to look like yours. Lift your right leg up. Shift forward like plank pose, but keep your right leg lifted and turn your right leg out. Tighten up your right butt to turn it out more. And bring your right knee outside your right arm if you can. But if you can't, it doesn't matter because we're going to do some refinement. Push through your hands. Look forward. Roll onto your left tiptoes and bend your elbows. And you might find, oh, look at that. My right leg and arm are touching. Lean forward more. And then maybe it'll happen a little bit more securely. Hug your elbows in. Push through your left toes. Come right up onto your left big tiptoe. Stretch your head and chest forward. And again, as I said in the demo, if you want to take Ekapada Kunanyasana 2 as part of your practice, this is where you get to do it. But that's not why we're here. Push it back down, dog. Why we're here is to refine our Kakasana. Lift your left leg up. Turn your left leg out, shift forward, shoulders over your wrists. Pause, look forward. Push through your hands. With your right toes, roll forward, bend your elbows. Work to make a shelf for your left leg to rest on your left arm. To get further into that, roll right up onto your left big toe. Bend your elbows, hug your elbows in, push your left leg down into your arm. And then lean forward. Stretch your chest forward, stretch your head forward. Take Ekapada Kunanyasana 2 if that's something you're wanting to do here. The rest of us are going to go back into downward facing dog. And then back into Vajrasana. We'll meet there, sitting on your heels, sitting up tall. Shake your wrists out again. If you've got a particular favorite wrist stretch, you can do that here. We're going to get one more demo. So one more demo and do. This is Bakasana, Kakasana from Malasana. I say Bakasana because it's what we're used to hearing if we hear it in class. But as one of my friends, Nadine, reminded me, it's actually called Kakasana, right? And it is called Kakasana. And Kaka really reminds me of what crows say. So very appropriate. Watch. Starting in Malasana, we're going to use the same techniques that we just practiced. So the good news is we start with our legs on the back of our arms. We don't have to get them there. Once we get into the setup, they're already there. Lift your heels and lean forward, touching your legs into the back of your arms. So that part's already done for us. Push through your hands. Squeeze your arms in. Push your legs back into your arms. To get our weight forward, we need to really roll up onto our tiptoes. If I tried to come up into the arm balance here, my weight would be too far back. It's not just my big butt muscle, it's also my pelvis, my quads, my legs, my feet. There's so much back there. So we got to roll forward. Roll forward onto your tiptoes. Stretch your head and chest way, way, way forward. And then play with push through your hands. Lift through your belly. And maybe bend both knees to bring your feet off the ground. Or bend one knee at a time, changing sides. Keep your elbows bent, and it's Kakasana. Ready? Join me in Malasana. Get your arms low. That's to give you lots of shelf at the back of your arms for your legs to rest. My wrists need a little rest, but that's okay, we'll keep going. Hands down, lift your hips up, and roll forward. Keep your legs touching the backs of your arms. Then push your arms back into your legs, squeeze your legs into your arms. Look forward. Now we need to shift our weight forward if we're ever going to come up into the arm balance. So roll onto your tiptoes Stretch your chest forward. Stretch your head forward. Bend your elbows so you can lean forward a little more. Get right up onto your big toe tips. Push your arms back, squeeze your legs in, lift your belly, push through your hands, and play with bringing one foot off the ground or both feet off the ground. If you get both feet off the ground, bring the inside edges of your feet together. Keep your elbows bent, and if it makes you feel good and courageous, go ka-ka, ka-ka, and then come down. It also might make you feel completely ridiculous, but that's what teaching yoga is about. Bring your butt down, shake your wrists out, and that's our Kakasana practice. That's how we build courage, is by finding the stages that we're capable of, getting confident there before we move on to the next stage. Lie down on your back. Shake your wrists out. Bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. And then stretch your arms towards your heels. Bend your elbows. And lift your hips up. This should really feel good at the front of your hips. Interlace your hands. This is to cleanse our hips. Flexion into our hips today. Tuck your butt underneath you. Lift your hips as high as you can. And stretch across the whole front of your hips. Extend the crap out of your hips here. Also push through your shoulders and lift your upper back, because we get so much rounding of the spine in the poses we focused on today. Work to get some back bend here. Steady your breath. Tuck your butt underneath you. Tighten it up. Lift your hips. Keep your knees stretching straight ahead rather than letting them go out to the sides. So engage your inner thighs a little. Push through your shoulders, lift your chest. And then come down. I'm hesitant to come down. That just feels so good after all of that work for Kakasana. That's the only bridge pose we're going to do, but if you want to pause and do a few more, you can. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your arms into cactus pose. Look to the left and lower your knees to the right. Karangyasana. Relax your legs. Push your shoulders down so you get a nice gentle twist for your belly and for your spine. Karangyasana. And then slow your breath down. I really like to close my eyes at this point. It helps me be a little more comforted. Helps me let myself know that it's okay, that I survived class, and I'm going to come out of this stronger and more confident, ready to face whatever I need to face with courage. Push your shoulders down. Bring your knees up to center. Look to the right. Bring your knees over to the left. Karangyasana. You can close your eyes or keep them open. Push your shoulders down. Slow your breath down as a way of letting your nervous system know that it is time to start to calm down and that everything is okay. You made it here. Just a couple more poses. Now it's rest. Push through your shoulders, bring your knees up to center. Keep your right foot on the ground, stretch your left leg out straight. Bring your right knee in, hold it with your left hand. So reach around the outside of your right knee with your left hand, twist to the left a little. Take your right foot and touch your left leg. And then twist more. work to keep your right shoulder on the ground or as close to the ground as you can. And breathe. A couple of gentle twists are really nice after this work because it just helps open up our spine again. It does get really rounded, even though we're working for length in Kakasana. Come back up to center. Bring your right foot down, bend your left knee, stretch your right leg out. Bring your left arm into cactus pose. Bring your left knee up and hold outside your left knee with your right hand. Look to the left. Turn to the right a little. Take your left foot, rest on your right leg, and then keep going. Twist. This is also nice because it gives us a little bit of internal rotation of the left leg here. We did so much of opening our legs out. It feels good for me to draw the leg in here on this side. And come back up to center. Bend both knees, place your feet on the ground. And I'm going to give you a couple of options here. You're going to come into happy baby. You can bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a little hug. Or you can do Garudasana legs, eagle legs, and bring your knees towards your chest, but work to keep your lower back on the ground here. You can hold your knees a little, but don't bring your knees right to your chest. I want this to be more for what's happening in your legs. So it's here, Garudasana legs. Bring your knees towards your chest. Or happy baby, but your hips have been open a lot, so, happy baby wouldn't be my choice, but it's your practice. I want you to do what's your best pose out of those three here. And if you're doing the eagle legs, cross your legs, change the cross of your legs. And then remember Supta Tadasana, mountain pose on your back, under your legs if they are crossed. Release your legs onto the ground, stretch your legs out straight. Bring your arms in at your sides, arms straight. Pull your toes towards your face, Supta Tadasana. And check in with yourself. See how you feel. Notice if your body feels balanced. And Shavasana. Separate your feet, turn your toes out, feet out, knees out. Separate your arms from your upper body slightly, turn your palms up. And rest. Relax your breath. Take a few breaths to really let it go. Relax your feet with your hands. Relax your wrists and your forearms. They've done a lot of work today. Release your biceps and your triceps. Work to really let your arms go, your legs go, your mind go. We'll just rest here for a moment. If there's anywhere that you feel that you're holding on, ask it to let go. It's okay to find places where you are holding on. Just recognize it and look for a little bit more release there. Move your toes, move your fingers. Deepen your breath. Stretch through your arms and your legs. Bend your knees. And gently turn onto your side. Press yourself up to seated. Come to a seated position on your mat. Sit up tall. Close your eyes. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Anjali Mudra. Thank yourself for setting aside this time for you today to focus on your courage. Life is challenging. Work is challenging. Relationships are challenging. And it's important that we are able to look inside and remember our strength and our courage and bring those out into our life. I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to step up to challenges and put in your best effort. And we practice that here on the mat. Thank you for practicing. Thanks for doing your best. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I hope that this class helped you understand the ways that you can break down the work that you need to do to tap into your possibility and your potential for exceptional, extraordinary, courageous work. I want you all to live exceptional and extraordinary lives, and I know that you have the courage to do it, and I'm so glad that you joined me to work on that today. If you'd like to wrap up your class with a meditation, there's a meditation right there that I recommend. And if you haven't subscribed, just click on my picture there to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you click on the little bell icon that comes up, then you'll get notifications when I post new classes. Thank you so much, OMies, and I will see you really soon. Have a great day.